Hi, I'm Peter LaVenia. I am running for New York State Senate in District 44, and that covers a good portion of Albany and Rensselaer counties. I'm here at the Green Party of New York State Committee meeting on September 22nd, and I'm speaking to the group about my campaign. I decided to run earlier this year because I thought that there was a real lack of Democratic debate in the New York State Senate race. I think that my opponent, Neil Breslin, has been there for 20 years, and that it's time for a change. It's time for a green change. He's a typical machine Democrat. He votes however the Democratic Party in the Senate wants, which typically means not very well at all. And if you look around Albany and Rensselaer counties, you can see how underserved the communities have been. And I've been going around for the last few months and talking to people about living wage jobs, the Green New Deal, single-payer health care, ending the failed war on drugs, and universal higher education, the stock transfer tax, you know, the bread and butter of the Green platform, and I'm getting a very positive response. I just welcomed Senator Breslin into the general election race on Monday. He had been locked in a primary battle, and at the press conference I said it was very nice to finally know who my opponent was, and I did manage to get a decent amount of press for that. We're pushing on to the general election, and because it's only a Green and a Democrat, I'm hoping to get a number of debates with Senator Breslin and get the Green message out there. And hopefully later this afternoon we'll be going out and talking to more potential voters. So if there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Sure.
So just a few highlights on your platform, and that during your press conference that they covered, you said a little bit about taxes. That'd be great to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the questions that was asked during my press conference was that Governor Cuomo had said New York State was the progressive tax capital when he was at the Democratic National Convention, and the YNN reporter asked me what I thought of that, and I said it was a joke because we are not the progressive tax capital of the country. In fact, we don't even have the highest income tax. I believe that's Iowa with 12% top tax bracket. And I said that to be a progressive tax capital, we'd have to go back to what we've been talking about for the last few years, collecting the stock transfer tax, moving progressive income rates back to their progressive levels prior to the governor's father's era, prior to 1980, where we had 14 different tax brackets, so we could close our budget gap, unlike Governor Cuomo, who seems to want to keep growth flat next year and drive us even further into recession. So, Howie.
Yeah, I'm a rank and file Teamster, and I asked around about this race, you know, to labor staff, officers, and they said, "Oh, Neil Breslin's been such a friend. You know, they're not happy you're running. These are the union tops."
Mm-hmm.
What are they afraid of? There isn't a Republican in there.
You know, Neil Breslin is someone for instance, the Solidarity Committee in the Capital District is kind of progressive labor activists, and they have a picnic every year. And I went there and talked about my candidacy and about all of these issues and got a very warm response. When Neil Breslin was asked to come up, all he said was, "I've been flipping burgers here for the last 15 years. He's pretty reliable in doing the minimum for what these organizations want. So he is supporting an increase in the minimum wage to $8.50 an hour, which is what the coalition in the Senate and I think the Working Families Party is pushing for, where I've been calling for a $15 an hour minimum wage. I think you know, the union brass likes him because, like a lot of Democrats, you know, he's kind of reliable. He's not going to vote to overtly bust them, but he did support Cuomo's budget last year, which is pretty directly attacking working people and unions with Tier 6. So I think for this race, they may not like the fact that I'm exposing Breslin's left flank as being pretty vulnerable and that he doesn't really talk about much besides how he's such a great friend of labor without really proving it all that much over the years. I think I saw another hand, yeah.
Yeah, where do you stand on the efforts in New York State for universal health care?
I'm all in favor of single-payer universal care. In fact, I like to talk to people about socialized care because I think that that's actually a better alternative. But I have worked here in the Capital District with Physicians for National Health Plan, and you know, I've been a pretty long-term supporter of that, and I'm actually calling this something that Senator Breslin doesn't call for. He's a supporter of HR 676 in the Congress, and that's great. But I'm calling for getting a waiver in New York State from Obamacare and moving towards universal care in New York, which is something my opponent doesn't, because he takes a lot of money from the insurance companies. In fact, he's the #1 money recipient of Democrats in the Senate because he's the ranking minority member on the insurance committee.
So you would support there's an assembly bill in New York State for universal health care? You would support
If I were in the assembly, I would do that. If I were in the Senate, I would push for it. Yeah.
S5425?
Yes, absolutely. Well, I invite Greens or anybody else who's looking at this to check out my website, www.votelavenia, L-A-V like in Victor, E-N-I-A.org. Check that out. We have a donation page. I have a Facebook page, facebook.com/VoteLaVenia. I have a Twitter feed, @VoteLaVenia. And you can reach me on the web at any of those places. My campaign email address is campaign@votelavenia.org. And I'll be looking to celebrating a victory on November 7th. Thank you.